Galesburg, Illinois. To most, it's a historic railroad town, the home of Knox College, the birthplace of Carl Sandburg. It's a place where the wind whistles across the prairie and the trains provide a constant soundtrack to daily life. But in June of 1991, that quiet was shattered for the Williams family. Larry and Lois Williams hadn't heard from their 23-year-old son Danny for 2 days. He was the manager of their family multi-million-dollar apparel business, a young man with a future as bright as the Illinois summer sun. When Larry finally unlocked the door to Danny's home on Losey Street, he found a scene that would haunt him for the rest of his life. Danny was on the couch, upright, a gun in his lap, and a bullet to his head. The police called it a tragic suicide, but his family, they called it a cover-up. Today, we go inside the den on Losey Street to ask, was Danny Williams a victim of his own despair, or was he a victim of a killer who knew exactly how to make a murder look like an accident? It's June 30th, 1991. The humidity is thick. Larry Williams enters Danny's house. He finds his son sitting as if he's just watching TV, but the life is gone. Galesburg Police Chief John Schloff arrives. The initial assessment is quick. Too quick. According to the family, there's a gun. There's a note. The case seems open and shut. But as Larry stands in that room, he notices things don't fit the official story. Danny is sitting upright. Usually, the force of a self-inflicted gunshot would knock a body over. The gun? It's resting perfectly on his lap, his hand placed neatly on top. It looks staged. The blood? There isn't enough of it. Where should it be? And there's too much of it where it shouldn't be. Larry Williams wasn't just a grieving father. He was a man with resources. He refused to accept the suicide ruling. He hired private investigators and forensic experts, including Mark Bowes. And what Bowes found turned the Galesburg PD's simple case upside down. Let's talk about the blood. Danny had type B blood, but when forensic experts scanned the room with luminol, the den lit up like a Christmas tree. There were droplets behind the TV, in the bathroom, and even inside the pocket of Danny's jeans. And here's the kicker. Tests showed two different types, a type B and a type O. If Danny was alone, whose blood was type O? Then there were the shell casings. The police found one. But when the private investigator moved the couch, a second shell casing fell out. Why would a man committing suicide fire twice? And where was the other bullet? Then we have the witness, Darlene Sayers, a neighbor who admitted she watched everyone's business, told investigators she saw Danny alive on Saturday morning, 8 hours after the police said he was already dead. She saw him getting into a blue car with a young woman. The police dismissed her. They said she had her days mixed up, but Darlene was adamant. The lady in the blue car was too young to be his mother, she said. So, if it wasn't suicide, what happened? Here's some theories. The business angle. The Williams family was wealthy, and Danny managed the distribution for a multi-million-dollar company. Was there a disgruntled employee? A botched robbery, perhaps? The next theory would be a mystery woman. Who was the woman in the blue car? Was she a girlfriend? A lure? She has never been identified. Theory 3. The police involvement. This is where the rumors in Galesburg get dark. Why were the police so eager to close the case? Why was the scene cleaned so quickly? Some locals believe the Type O belonged to someone with connections, someone the department wanted to protect. Larry Williams spent $25,000 on a reward. He spent hundreds of thousands on investigators. He went to his grave never knowing the truth. The case remains undetermined on the books, but in the hearts of many in Knox County, it's a murder that went unpunished. 30 years later, Losey Street looks much the same. The trains still roll through town. But for the people who remember 1991, the air still feels a little heavy near that house. The death of Danny Williams isn't just a story about a possible murder. It's a story about the weight of a father's love and the frustration of a system that refuses to admit it might be wrong. If you have information about the death of Danny Williams, or if you remember a blue car and a mystery woman in June of 1991, the truth is still waiting to be told. This has been Small Town Big Talk, Galesburg, Illinois, and I'm your host, Kristen. Thanks for listening.